Kind of some reasons for our success. First of all, we have great culture and buy-in from our players. Okay, that's number one. You can have any type of scheme you want, okay, but if you don't have a great culture and buy-in from your players, you're not going to get very far. We have coachable student athletes. We have strong work ethic, mixed with talented kids. Coach has said it already. We have some talented kids this year. All right, but we match that talent with a strong work ethic. All right, we got a lot of work done that way. So those are kind of our top 3 reasons we found success this year. It had nothing to do about me. There's my stats for the year. There's our other quarterback stats for the year. All right, I think a lot of times, as high school coaches, we can try to take the credit on ourselves. All right, and it was nothing I did. I didn't throw one pass or one touchdown. There's our other 2 guys. Obviously, our main starter, Brayden Boone, had a big year, threw for 3,400 yards, 63%, 44 touchdowns. We had a backup that started, kind of split reps at the beginning of the year, and then he ended up finishing the season for us due to an injury to our number 1 guy. All right, and then there's my staff. So just, again, I don't need to preach on that, but just a reminder, it's what the kids do on the field. And I didn't do any of that this year. Kind of a breakdown of where we're at as a team. We're in 10 personnel 60% of the time. This is our first year in the spread pistol. All right, so we went 10, 60% of the time. But we found out we stayed pretty balanced in that. What I mean by that is how we line up formationally. We're in a 3-by-1, 56% of the time, and a 2-by-2, 44% of the time. And this year, if you talk to anybody about Onalaska football, they say we chucked it around a lot, which we did. But we managed to stay pretty balanced within our play selection as well. I mean, 54, we wanted to pass first this year, but we also did find a lot of success in our run game. Right? You would think going from a split back veer system to the pistol, all right, that our running back wouldn't have more yards, but he did. He had less carries and more yards in our spread pistol than he did in our split back veer system. All right? So we managed to stay balanced. What I look at is pass to catch. How far are we throwing it downfield? And I think Winona drill coaches did a great job of that. You don't need to throw the ball deep downfield to have an explosive passing offense. And that's kind of how we wanted to create it. So when I look at that as how far are we throwing from the quarterback to the catch? And on average, this year, was less than 8 yards, about 7.7 yards. We want to create high percentage throws. We weren't throwing it down the field very much. All right, but with that, we were able to get our athletes in space with our average completion of almost 17 yards. All right, so you can see there's about a 10-yard gap there where we're able to create positions with our athletes to get them in space in high percentage throw and catch situations. All right, just to kind of highlight our best game passing-wise this year was 35 completions, and our average pass to catch was under 5 yards. Yet we were still able to throw for 332 yards, 7 touchdowns. What's hidden in this stat, which I was most proud of, is 7 touchdowns. I came to 5 different receivers that game. 5 different kids found themselves in the end zone with the ball, and that's a special thing. And that was versus a 5-0 team. All right, that was a big win for us. We were 4-1 at the time. We came in versus a 5-1 team. That was a big win. And that's how it was versus a quality team. Our kids were able to do that. What I want to cover today. There's one thing. Take something away that you can immediately implement into your offense. I know you've probably taken away quite a bit today, but just want to add one more thing to your guys' playbook. And then connect concepts so they can be used in any offense, not just the spread. All right? Because I know not everybody in the room is a spread. We've heard a lot of spread today, but you're going to find what we do can really be applied to any offense you run. All right? So that's my goal for today. Really talking about game planning, going to kind of cover how we kind of game plan versus man, how we game plan versus 1 high, whether we're getting 3 or man, and then game planning versus 2 high, whether it's 4 or kind of what we consider kind of a 2 read. We saw a little bit this year where it kind of could have been 2 or it could have been 4 depending on what the defense, the corners and safeties are seeing. And again, back to our goal. Our goal is to create one-on-ones in space through high percentage throws. All right, I think when we were able to do that, we were able to get our athletes the ball, they were able to do some special things for us. All right, again, throwing short, all right, to create space and then let them do the work. Okay, so that was our goal in all of this. As we kind of built this offense. Again, kind of in the trial run, we've only been 1 year into it. How we look to game plan to attack areas versus 2 high is we really like to attack the boundary. Okay, we feel that a lot of times we want to go to the field because there's more grass out there. We found a lot of success really attacking that boundary. All right? And then what are we going to do when we do attack the flats? And then we really have found a lot of success this year hitting the seam. There's wide safeties out of a too high. All right, if you're in the room, listen to Mankato coach talk. When those safeties are wide, there's a lot of room right in the middle where we can attack that area. And we're able to find some success in that. So when we sit down game plan, we think we're getting a too high team. How can we attack those areas? We'll get into that a little bit, each one here. When we're talking the boundary, we see it as a one-on-one into the boundary. We like to do it with a simple out route if we're in a 3x1. All right, if we get into a 2x2, we're going to attack the boundary using a simple hitch route. All right, with our number 2 guy running the hitch, all right, holding that backer there, so we're working the one-on-one outside hitch for our number 1. All right, and hopefully we'll get some clicks there too. We just got a single receiver back there. We like to just get them a simple out route. We are in a 2x2 to the boundary. We like to just do a hitch route.
Coach, in between here, could you expand that screen? My eyes are real bad.
Oh, I appreciate it. I apologize about that. Should have did that from the beginning. Can I make it bigger for you? That good? All right. Sorry about that. Again, any questions you're going or you're trying to write something down, I can slow down, just let me know. So here you go, we got it's kind of cut off, but we are in a 3x1 here. All right, they're playing a too high team, and we're going to look at just how much space is into that boundary. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're just going, we got the single receiver back there. We don't think that backer can get out underneath our out route. It just turns into a one-on-one versus soft corner. 7 yards, all right, 1st and 10. Our end zone film gives us a good look here. All right, with that single receiver versus 2 highs, we're just going to attack that boundary. All right, we're having a soft bail corner. All right, we're giving us kind of a cover 4 look, the 4-2 box. All right, that backer is going to be able to get his run read and get underneath that out. If he is, then we need to start running. All right, so again, just trying to keep things simple. All right, and high percentage throws here. Get to him 7 yards. And what we teach our quarterback, if you're worrying about quarterback play, all right, we just tell him to get it out as fast as he can. From the pistol, I know the Mankato guy was talking about a 3-step drop. We just do a 1-step. Any short throw, he's taking a step right to the throw. Catch it and rip it. All right, try to get him to do it as fast as he can. You can see the quarterback here, he does a great job. Catch, 1 step, throw, it's on. All right, so that's how we like to attack the boundary to a single receiver versus soft corner, drawing a simple out route back there. Another clip of it here. Got a lot of room up there at the boundary here. We got the H. We're going to keep him in. All right, we're going to keep him in. We're just going to work that out route to the top of the screen. Again, you got a soft corner, quarterback catch and throw, put it on him. Let your guys make plays. As you can see, that extended backer isn't going to be able to get his run read and underneath that out route, we're breaking the sideline.
Tag routes for your field, like what we're talking about here?
Yep.
Are they running something, or you're just sticking with that?
Yeah, for sure they are. What we do this year is we always call it 2 concepts. We have a field concept and a boundary concept. So they might be running hitch, stick, seam, and then we could be running hitch, slant, out on the backside. So basically right here, we just called it in as, I'm sure, obviously an out to the boundary, and then some field concept, quarterback looked to the boundary, saw their space, just took the simple out. Yeah, good question.
So during the week, you like, look at the boundary first, if you don't like it, then we'll add our field concept?
Yeah, mostly. We want to take the shortest throw if we can. And then also we have on the week, as we're game planning too, is, okay, if we get this look, we have this field concept, we get this concept called work the field. So, but we always have we had two concepts on. We never did just hitch and everybody runs a hitch, or out, everybody runs an out. There was always, two concepts going at once. I think that really made us multiple. And also too, I don't know if I said it already, but we were in a huddle. We did like to push the tempo as much as we could. Again, we signaled in, that's how we did it. A coach signaled in formation, a coach signaled in the play. I know we heard some different things with dummy boards and wristbands and stuff like that. For our first year, we just did signals from the side.
Do both your concepts involve individuals' sides, or was there a key signal from the field and the boundary, or was it one concept that was signaled in that we knew it was field this boundary?
Yep, it was left to right. So if we signaled in hitch stick, the hitch was always going to be left to right. Stick concept would be to the right. So coming out right here, probably hitch stick, we'll just use that example, out stick. So we got left to right. The left is into the boundary, he's got the out, sticks to the field. And that's how we signaled in all our concepts. It's just a simple left to right. The wideouts always knew whether I'm on the left side of the formation or I'm on the right side of the formation, and I know my concept. And that was a big thing this year too, is I don't know, there probably was somewhere in there, but it was a very small sampling of wideouts, being confused. Or the quarterback and the wideout not on the same page because we're signaling in what the route is. Right? So that also helped us out to be successful too with the communication. Sometimes you don't get the best film work early. Maybe we'll get it here. Basically what we're doing here is we're in a 2x2. It's the same cover 4 team. Our quarterback decides to work the hitch to the field. Again, so you can see to the far right, we have 24, our slot receiver. Obviously 33 would be the backer. And basically he's just running what we call a wrap route, which he wants to attack the outside shoulder to hold him in there to create the space out to our number 1 in the hitch. So again, 33 there is essentially what would be our flat defender. We got a soft corner out there. We're catching in space and let your kid make somebody miss. All right.
Depth of your ditch, just expect more.
That's what we'd like. Yep, we like 6 to 5. We really wanted to time it up where as he was coming out, we were trying to catch it, so we weren't giving up those yards. But we try to push vertical to 6, at least to 6. Especially versus that soft corner. If you're getting a soft corner, to keep him back. And we talked to the wideouts a lot and worked on keeping your separation. If you're gonna push him vertical and make him back up, right? And when you make your cut, you need to be working back to the football to continue that separation, or keep that separation. So when you get the ball in your hand, we want you with space so you can make a move. All right, so that was one way. I have 2x2 where you're just throwing simple hitch out there to the field. Here you can see it into the boundary. All right. So we're going to be working the hitch concept here into the boundary. Again, we've got that soft corner, the backer out over our number 2 into the boundary, and he's got a wrap route, so we're going to hold him, and we're looking to really, again, it's just a one-on-one hitch to our number 1 to the boundary. And we'll see here from the end zone, we get a little misaligned, but again, there's a lot of space down here into the boundary to throw it. Still has space, he makes a move, 8 yards. What I said here, I would like our number 2 to be up on the top of the numbers. They're pretty tight. All right, they're pretty tight. This isn't ideal spacing. And then when he takes off, he never presses in to that backer's outside shoulder. But luckily he stays in there. The backer's still getting a run pass read. And we're able to work that hitch to the boundary. All right. So if we're getting a 2-high team, we want to attack that boundary in a single receiver. We're going to do a simple out. It's a 2x2. We're going to look to get the hitches. And 1st and 10, 8 yards. That puts us in a good position for a 2nd and 2. Stay on schedule.